Let me see. Put it to the ringer. To the ringer. Put it to the ringer. Let's see. All right, let me see the lives again. Oh, okay, it's one. Okay. Show number 220. 220. Wow. Show number 220. Let's see. The early conditions are not the best. Yeah, they're not the best, but it's okay. You know what it is. What it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Looks interesting. Sold. It got sold. I'm gonna lower this down. Let me lower that down. Bring another radio in here. How about that? How about that? Which one can I bring in here? All right, what radio can I bring in here without? Is that batteries? Oh, it has batteries. Has batteries. Has batteries. Let's turn it on.
Why don't you start your own capital Bible study? Listen to the podcast with Father Richard Simon's show. Because as you know, I mean, he's deep in scripture, and sometimes the whole show is just dealing with scripture issues. He's so good at it.
Look at that. Interference, baby.
Simon says, 1 p.m. Central on Relevant Radio and the Relevant Radio app. You know what? I love that.
Guys, the funniest man you'll ever meet. With flexible premium life insurance, like the Catholic Order of Foresters, a 40-year-old.
Nah, this is nothing compared to let me compare this to this is compare that to let me get the other guy. The other guy. This guy. That E100 would be the whip. Exchange data E100 with the whip. Let's see.
Frequency mode.
And then you press 0 and hold it down.
On.
Let's see if it can pick up the weather band. No, it doesn't do it here. Ah. I did it again. The volume up. Let me go over here. Wow. Really? That's interesting. Let me do this again.
Frequency mode.
Okay.
On.
Yeah. Nah, it doesn't get a signal here. Oh, it's trying to say there you go. It's trying to get that signal. Maybe I'm gonna move this one out the way. Let's see. Nah, I can't get that signal. Wow. In the boiler room, you hear that the weather station. In this part, nothing right now. If I go over here, maybe I'll leave it on the windowsill right here. Let's see. Nothing. Oh, there you go.
Central weather statement for the following areas in New Jersey.
It says coming in over there by the window.
Elevated this afternoon.
Maybe I put it over here. What about right here? I put it right here, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, that lanyard gets in the way. Let me leave it right there. Let it settle. See what happens. Nothing. Yeah, this is a dead spot for weather. Wait, this is a graveyard of weather radios over here. Oh, up here.
The winds will diminish tonight, and the relative humidity will
Up
also
here.
increase. Outdoor living is strongly discouraged.
So up there on the shelf, it's kind of crackling through there. Interesting. Interesting.
Has been developed in coordination with state fire officials. Here is the
Yeah, interesting that it doesn't. Let me leave it right here for a minute. Let's see if it. This one, forget it. This one is not that sensitive on the weather band. Let's try that. Let's see. Nah, nothing right here. But if I had to pick all the Edge Data radios that has weather band that is very sensitive on the weather band, this is the one right here. The 100. Yeah, I have to say the 100. Definitely the 100. This one, let me turn on this one. Oh, sorry, weather band. Up here. Nothing. That's not. If I put it over in the windowsill. Put it on the windowsill and see what happens. Nothing. There's too much interference in this whole area too. When this comes on and this, forget about it. Obliterates these radios.
왜냐면 제가 우리 나이 드신 어르신들
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Let's try FM. Let's try FM.
Millions of dollars for their clients. Have you been involved in any kind of accident? Visit their website, crashinjury.com, or call 800-318-8888. The attorneys expect and associates are committed to getting you the money you deserve. Call them first. 800-318.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's FM. It's
crashinjury.com.
obliterated. The noise of the radio. Definitely. Yeah.
Yep, there she is.
Yeah.
So Karen Stewart, how are we looking?
I'm holding.
Jersey on eastbound 80, we still have this Jeff Knight tractor trailer. It's over at exit 52 from Passaic Ave in Fairfield. It's only on the right shoulder, so I guess it's not too much of a big deal, but there is a little bit of delay there, so just expect it. You can always take 46. Let's check the Hudsons. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The inbound Georgia upper is 35 and 25 for the lower. That's from your 80-95 approaches.
Very noisy.
4 and 46 and 20 for the Palisades. The outbound Georgia across Bronx.
Let's try medium wave.
There is an entry made. The ideology of New York. Plus the avenue. The problem isn't the knee. I think Nuno's clouded what you're saying. The problem is shorts, period. There are no shorts allowed, period.
Like man. The runway is the runway.
But you're saying that there are shorts allowed for women at the company.
Yep. Medications with again. All you have to do to get started is send them a text. Just text to 200-300. Don't wait. Text right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text the word CARE to 200-300. That's CARE to 200-300. CARE to 200-300. You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, junior hot and crispy fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time discounting forever. U.S. price participation may vary. Prices may be higher. Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Prices available in contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Right ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge. Well, many thanks, good sir. Here is my Discover card. Thanks, let's discover at Renaissance Fair. Everything here, Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Get it? With the time. With the time. You're playing the lute. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the
Language
February
is annoying
2024
me.
Nielsen report.
Language is annoying me.
Algunos éxitos. Aquí suenan todos los éxitos. La exitosa 98.7 cortesía de Showman Hill, los abogados de lesiones de Nueva York. Visite heridoNY.com. Eso es heridoNY.com.
There you go.
Great job, Stephen, as always. Thank you so much. All right, Michael's as broken as it. You want the best of the best. You got to go to Smart Dentistry. As you heard, Angela Vivolo. Now, Angela Vivolo is...
Big time of a job is primarily I'm going after you. That's what it comes down to. And you shouldn't criticize others who've done the job as well. I agree. But I can also say things tongue in cheek that only one person got the job. See, this is why we said not. This is like he said. This is Bloomberg Surveillance.
Good morning, everyone. Paul Cerny and Tom Taylor. Close up the hour. We'll move forward through the day and the hearings as well. We continue on real estate. And Paul, I mean, you've been talking it up with Rick Romano here. There's more than just office buildings involved here, isn't there?
All right, Tom, when I drive from here down to the Jersey Shore estate, I drive past the petrochemical plants in Elizabeth. We all see that from the turnpike. But then when you get down into central Jersey, it is just warehouse and fulfillment center, one after the other.
Yeah.
Amazon trucks going every which way. Talk to us that category, that seems like a pretty good part of industrial real estate.
Yeah, that has been one of the winners for commercial real estate, really since e-commerce, right, started to take hold, going back, 5 to 8 years ago. And you're right, that New Jersey Turnpike exit 8A, that's ground zero.
So when we see one of those ground zero buildings, Amazon doesn't own that building?
They likely do not. That's probably a build-to-suit long-term lease with a real estate owner or a REIT. They may own some of the buildings, but not necessarily all of them. So that's a great credit lease long-term tenant, right? To have Amazon there, have a great location. Now, what I would say is when you think about industrial, it's had a great run over the past 8 years or so as e-commerce has taken hold. Industrial used to be a very commoditized type part of commercial real estate because it's so easy to build. And anytime you got rent growth, people would put up an industrial building and you can put it up in 9 months, and that would always put pressure on rents. Now, though, with the last mile, with e-commerce and people just going, not going to the mall necessarily and, getting their shirt delivered to them in the garage from a fulfillment center, it's been much different. And demand growth, rent growth has been significant. The concern we have with industrial right now is that is probably the property type that sits in the crosshairs of the tariffs, right? Because if you look at particularly some of the port type industrial warehouse, that relies on imports, and imports are likely to go down depending on how the tariff situation looks. Right? So where we're positioned is more in the middle of the country where onshoring will benefit, and that's how we've sort of positioned the retail for the industrial portfolio.
How about just kind of, when you go out to the burbs, out to the middle of the country, it seems like every suburban office park has that big sign up front that literally somebody hammered into the ground saying, space for rent. That's everywhere. What do you do with that stuff?
Yeah, so I think
that was perfectly described.
We've seen that. So I think when you think about that, number one, that's probably not owned by REITs or large commercial real estate private companies. So a lot of that's regional or local owners, and a lot of that can be very challenged, right? Because in some of those suburbs, work from home has held steady, and it's been easy to build there. So there's excess supply. It's almost like the malls 5 or 10 years ago, right? Where we realized, well, we don't need all this space because things are changing. And so I think those are areas where you may have to see a higher and better use for that land in real estate. So we've seen that happen where some of those have been sold. I guess it's Tweet Radio Tuesday. In terms of other uses, apartments, etc.
Thank you so much for staying around. Really, really appreciate it.
I'm totally balanced here.
We got to do this more.
I'll do my rollover. Yeah.
It's my fault. We'll do more of this. I think it's a really changing area. The shock there of only 3% of REITs and office buildings. I would have thought it was 30, 40%. What do I know? Rick Romano, thank you so much. I need to explain this. Chuck Lavelle of the Allman Brothers and the Rolling Stones has been a huge supporter of what we do here. He's been so kind over the years. It is his birthday, so we're playing his song. I can't convey what Chuck Lavelle and Dickie Betts did with Jessica. It was absolutely iconic over 40 years ago and stays to this day through Field of Dreams and all. Happy birthday to Chuck Lavelle.
Dallas through May 4th. And then nearly 12,000 Exxon and mobile stations nationwide, literally everywhere. So go on, choose Exxon and mobile fuel savings, Walmart Plus members. Offer available at Exxon and mobile stations with your Walmart Plus membership. Terms apply. Learn more at exxon.com/Walmart.
77 WABC News is sponsored by Gerwin Assisted Living. Gerwin Assisted Living, Long Island's trusted name in senior care. More than a place to live, they help residents thrive. Call 844-GERWIN-AL or visit gerwin.org. The views and opinions expressed by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the policies or positions of WABC Radio, its management, or its sponsors. The power of information 24/7. Just say
I-77 WABC.
How about Brian Kilmeade? This should tell the Towers Foundation, New York Minute. Go to d2t.org right now. It's just $11 a month. Feel great about doing it. Meanwhile, an anti-Israeli group sends an email blast to Jewish New York City teachers urging civil disobedience for a May Day strike. This group sent an email blast to the city teachers pushing for this civil disobedience to protest the Gaza war, riling Jewish educators and sparking an investigation. They're not feeling safe now. The quote, "I'm not feeling safe when I get this email," says one Jewish teacher at PS 75 in the Upper West Side. Senator Schumer is staying put as leader of the Democratic Party as Democrats try to find footing. While Durbin says, "I'm too old." Nancy Pelosi says, "I'm too old." Chuck Schumer's like 80. He thinks he's just fine. Ethics complaints against Letitia James calls for New York state courts to investigate the Trump administration fraud claims. Yep, the Letitia James is in trouble again. The AFL, the American First Legal from Trump time, filed a complaint last week. Make sure you listen to my show 10 to noon on 77 WABC. This has been your Tell the Towers Foundation New York Minute. When U.S. Navy Petty Officer Michael Thomas Ernst was killed in the line of duty, Tunnel to Towers provided his wife and children with a mortgage-free home. Since Tunnel to Towers was founded in the aftermath of 9/11, the Ernst family is one of many the foundation has helped. But many more heroes and their families are still in need. Together, we can say thank you by showing them our support right now. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
Friends in the Morning, live from Israel. Sponsored by Peerless. Final Velocity and it's back to Detroit. Today's message. Dr. Jeffers, thanks, David, and welcome again to Pathway to Victory. That's farms have done a lot of damage across parts of the upper Midwest. Watching your Wall Street this morning, right now, the Dow trading out 105 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
3 years ago, I wrapped up a run of Annie playing Daddy Warbucks at the South Carolina Children's Theater. I was about 40, 50 pounds overweight, tired, sick, fed up with the way I felt. Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. I had to do something. I scheduled my weight loss.
Not interference, I know.
Plus, I lost over 50 pounds. I took control of my health.
3 years be awarding 3 downstate casino licenses by the end of the year. But Westside residents opposed to a gaming hall at Hudson Yards are hoping to persuade council members to speak out. They fear a casino will bring noise, traffic, and crime and reduce a plan for affordable housing at Hudson Yards. But there are also many at this hearing in favor of a casino, namely the hotel and gaming trades AFL-CIO that would benefit from the jobs it will bring. The casino developers say the plan would also add a new 5-acre park, a new K-8 public school, and a daycare center. Marla Diamond, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM at City Hall.
Police say it was a domestic dispute that left 3 people slashed in a knife attack in Brooklyn. Police say the suspect, a 26-year-old man, slashed a 35-year-old man in the upper back and stabbed a 29-year-old woman in the arm during the dispute in an apartment at the Linden Houses in East New York. The 26-year-old also sustained a stab wound to the wrist. All 3 were taken to the hospital in stable condition. It's unclear what sparked the attack. New York State has a budget, at least a tentative agreement on one, and it includes Governor Hochul's cell phone ban in public schools. Though lawmakers push back on other items in the budget, Hochul's cell phone ban, from opening bell to dismissal bell at school, remained largely intact. The governor saying this ban is crucial for public school students.
One student even said, "You've got to save us from ourselves. We have to stop." That's why I'm proud that this budget establishes our landmark distraction-free schools policy.
The budget also includes a plan to send out inflation refund checks to middle-class New Yorkers. Eligible families will receive $400 checks, while eligible individuals will receive $200. Flights at Newark Airport today are mostly back on track after hundreds of delays and cancellations yesterday. The FAA says it was telecommunications and equipment issues that caused the flight issues at Newark Liberty. By last evening, officials said the outage had been fixed, but then also revealed they had very few air traffic controllers to handle the airspace around and in and out of Newark, so they were dealing with staffing issues as well. They are expecting a few more scattered delays and cancellations at Newark today, so if you are flying, make sure you check ahead with your carrier. And speaking of flights, since the beginning of President Trump's term, there has actually been a drop in overseas travelers coming to the U.S. New numbers show February saw a decrease of 2.4% compared to the same time last year. But there was an even bigger decline in March, 11.6%.
Most of these falls around the world turning out to be a massive U-turn on optimism for the U.S. tourism industry. Last December, that forecast was for a growth of nearly something like 9%. It's now forecast to be a drop of more than 9%. And then the ripple effect is in the money, right? The tourism dollars lost for the U.S. economy.
Correspondent Remy Inocencio. Those declines include a 17.2% decline in people traveling here from Western Europe. And with Trump's rhetoric about making Canada the 51st state, there have been big declines in Canadians visiting the U.S. Canada's major airlines say they've been forced to reduce flights to U.S. destinations, including Las Vegas, New York, and Los Angeles, because bookings for those flights so far this year have plunged. Immigration advocates are rallying in Albany today. They're urging lawmakers to pass the New York for All Act. The law would limit state and local government agencies and law enforcement from collaborating with federal immigration and customs enforcement, ICE. Advocates say it would reinforce the separation between local government and federal immigration policies. Cassandra Bocanegra is with the New York Immigration Coalition.
Policies like New York for All support our public safety. They support our local economy. We've seen that places that have these types of policies build trust between local law enforcement and New York immigrant communities by really allowing them to do the job that they were meant to do, which is protect the community.
Bocanegra says the bill ensures that all New Yorkers, regardless of immigration status, can access public services, care for their families, and participate in community life without fear. And she says there is support for the bill among lawmakers in Albany. President Trump is touting his first 100 days in office today as historic, with a rally planned for later today. But a new CBS News poll shows his handling of two of his biggest issues, the economy and immigration, are getting mixed responses.
Today, President Trump is preparing for a victory lap, celebrating 100 days in office with a rally in Michigan, home to the nation's big three automakers. The trip, as reports say his Commerce Secretary, indicates the administration is set to ease the 25% tariffs on car companies, something the president hinted at earlier this month.
I'm looking at something to help some of the car companies.
The president of General Motors praised President Trump's leadership, but new CBS News polls show more than 60% of Americans are concerned the president is too focused on tariffs and not enough on lowering prices. 53% of respondents feel the economy is actually getting worse.
That's correspondent Jared Hill. Yesterday, President Trump signed executive orders aimed at blocking federal funding for sanctuary cities and requiring truck drivers to speak English. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney's Liberal Party has won Canada's federal election. Carney apparently riding an anti-Trump platform to victory.
In January, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau stepped aside in favor of Mark Carney, the former head of the Bank of Canada who cast himself as a competent crisis manager. His opponent, Conservative Pierre Poilievre, had adopted Trump-style politics, believing that focusing on fighting the media and raising concerns about woke policies would work. But with the president here saying that Canada should become the 51st state and that tariffs are going to go into place, the Conservatives tanked, and last night, Poilievre lost his seat in Parliament.
That's correspondent Ed O'Keefe. The cause of those massive blackouts in Spain and Portugal yesterday remain a mystery. By this morning, power had largely been restored to both countries, but not before they dealt with one of Europe's most severe blackouts. The power outage grounding flights, paralyzing metro systems, disrupting mobile communications, and shutting down ATMs across the two countries yesterday. Authorities in Portugal dismissed speculation about foul play, saying today that there was no sign that the outage resulted from a cyber attack. It's 66 degrees. We've got sunny skies right now in Manhattan. We are on our way to a high near 80 today in the city.
Yeah, this one sounds
now,
great.
This message, Riverside Memorial Chapel, for generations, a symbol of Jewish tradition and uncompromising quality.
If you've been having your McDonald's sausage McMuffin with an iced coffee from somewhere else, now's the right time to reconsider.
Wake up to a warm sausage McMuffin with egg for $3 and add your favorite any size iced coffee in caramel, black, or French vanilla for just $1.29 during breakfast hours only. Prices and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Hi, we're Wren Kitchens. In our 15-year history, we've made and installed millions of quality kitchens.
And to hear live music from Fantastic Cat, Jade Bird, and headliners, The English Beat. Don't miss your chance to support the station you love. To learn more and to get your tickets for the bash, visit WFUV.org. We can't wait to see you there.
I'm indoors, so it's not going to be that sensitive on FM. If the antenna on this radio is pretty short, it's not a long antenna, so I'm not going to do much in here. Yeah, and then of course we have the yeah. That is for the weather band.
South wind 50. Up to 25 knots. Becoming southwest 10 to 15 knots after midnight. Speed 2 to 3 feet. Wavy.
All places. We have an accident there in White Lane, and there are delays there as well. Northbound New Jersey Turnpike trucks north of 12 for Carteret.
I hate that.
This says an alternate is the car lanes, of course, but this thing in the central lane is really going to cause delays on the northbound Turnpike trucks again. It's north of interchange 12 in Carteret. As we check what we see on Long Island's Big Three, we look good on the LIE, just a little delay, Glen Cove Road. Northern State, Southern State, very nice post-morning rush hour. And on the LIRR on the Hempstead Branch, eastbound trains are skipping Hollis and Queens Village until 2:30 this afternoon. Our next report's in less than 10. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
And let's get a check of our 1010 Winds AccuWeather forecast now. Another beautiful day, Joe Lundberg.
Oh, fantastic outside, Linda. With sunshine right now, temperatures mid-60s. We're going to head up toward 80 degrees with sunshine, some high clouds, and a gusty southwest breeze. Overnight tonight, it'll remain breezy and mild, partly to mostly cloudy skies. There might be a shower or a rumble of thunder in places, mainly well north and west of the city. The overnight low 64 in Midtown, 50s in most north and west suburbs. Tomorrow, a partly to mostly sunny day, a beautiful breeze, the high 76. We get to Thursday. It's a little bit cooler with clouds and some sun and a high of 68. Friday, clouds, limited sun, a breezy, warm, humid finish to the week with a shower and thunderstorm in the area, especially in the afternoon. Friday's high, 79. Right now in Central Park, it's already 66 and sunny. Humidity at 30%, wind southwest at 14, gusting to 24. Repeating our current temperature, 66. We're headed to 80 in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
And coming up on 1010 Winds, what is the most dynamic city in the world? Where apparently we are not number one, New York, according to a new index. We'll tell you the city that topped the list next. Hello, neighbor. Are you 18 years or older and looking for a flexible volunteer opportunity to give back to your community? Would you like to help combat social isolation within the homebound older adult population? We would love for you to become a volunteer for our friendly visiting program. Neighborhood Shops Friendly Visiting Program is a vital program that illustrates the loneliness and social isolation that homebound older adults may be experiencing. Our program pairs volunteers with older adults for weekly socialization interaction, some at the older person's home, virtual chatting, or by phone calls. Help us to keep our older adults engaged and connected, improving their quality of life through interactions while developing mutually rewarding. About becoming a volunteer for our friendly visiting program, call Neighborhood Shop at 536-718-328-3536. 718-328-3536.
Yes, definitely.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here is my Discover card. They said Discover at Renaissance fairs? Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Get it with the times.
Let's try FM.
With the times, you're playing the...
Let me try FM. Oh, it went off. Did it go off on me? Let me lower the volume. Okay. It's hard to tune this guy. You gotta go really slow. And there goes the copyright. Yeah.
Holy Spirit will come and swell and dwell every Christian. For example, 28, and it will come about after this that I will pour out my Spirit on all mankind. God is looking forward to that time when He will pour out His Spirit on all believers. For in Luke chapter 3, verse 16, John answered and said to them all, as for me, I baptize you with water, but one, talking about Jesus, is coming who is not
Keep Radio Tuesday.
will baptize you with the Holy Spirit and fire. Even in the New Testament, in the
I'm trying to have
Gospels,
my
they were
friend
looking
set up.
forward to
I'm
with
gonna have one reason
expectancy
earlier
the
now.
baptism with the Holy Spirit.
All right.
Verses that deal with experience.
Here you go. Let me put this. This antenna is like not bad, but you gotta fold it. It's annoying. So let me fold it back. See, yeah. Excuse me. Let me move this one over here. So you gotta fold it, and it snaps in here like that. That's the back of it. So this is the P26 analog, no DSP. Then of course they came out with the P27, and that's the DSP. And that's the one that people say the 27 is the one that people saying that is rubbish. But it's a 26. Yeah, and this antenna, I don't know if you can see it. There's a little rust right there. It's a little rust. Yeah. I bought this radio from eBay. So obviously it wasn't 100% brand new. So you could tell it was probably put away for a few years. So yeah, I hate when I have to fold my antenna. Yeah, Homer. Exactly. Yeah, so let me read some of the comments here. Yeah, I want it to be a sad. You mean a happy radio? Happy. Put that one there. There, I got Sony. All right, let me get that lanyard over here. There you go, Sony. Yeah, steel wool. Yeah, I probably got it in there. Clean it up. Clean it up. Okay, shake it over here. I'm not gonna fall. Don't fall. Yeah. And then a couple of days ago, I ordered this one. I ordered this one. So this is a Lee G Lani. All right, that's it. Lee G Lani. Weather radio, AM FM, weather band with a digital display. Yeah, $15. I bought it. So total, I think it was $16 and change. Amazon, Amazon paid me the other day. I get, Amazon. When you guys use the Amazon links, it adds up. It takes a few months. It takes a few months for the Amazon links to add up, and the threshold is $10. They send me the money. So so I made it to $20. So the other day I got like $20 in change. So I bought this one with the Amazon money. So you see, it goes right back to the channel, baby. So when you guys use the Amazon link, I do use that money for radios like this. Of course, the YouTube money also. But that one, I have to wait till now. Probably. Well, if I make the threshold the end of the month, but I doubt it. I still need about. I'm at $76 total. I need to go over 100, and otherwise, I have to wait for the following month for that one. Because the radio that I was gonna buy next is the one that RRT08 gave me a nice super chat the other day of $49. The Eton Elite Executive. If it's still available, hopefully by then. Because that one you can get it now for about $55. The Eton Elite Executive, which is a nice radio. It is a very nice radio. Normally that radio, when it first came out, that radio was $150 plus. When that radio first came out, it was $150 plus. I seen it as high as $174 a change. I remember when it first came out. And then Amazon, if you go to Amazon, it's $120 something right now. I saw it for $124. But all over eBay, I seen them $55 range. I saw one under $50, like $49 and change. So, I have to wait till I get some money in that, get the threshold and I get paid. Then I'll get that radio, the Elite, the Eton Elite Executive. Yeah, I heard the Eton Elite Executive. Yeah, Tyler Bird has one. He made a nice review on it. I know Tyler Bird has one. So, because a couple of people sent me comments on it, and they told me that RRT08 bought one. So right now, if you want to get that radio, now's the time to get it. I guess they have a surplus of it. So right now you can get it for about $50. So, remember that radio was $150 radio when it first came out. $150 radio plus. So I know I believe TV Radio 1972 also has that radio. I think he made a review of that radio too. TV Radio 1972. I think he paid $125 for his. If I remember. I saw the video the other day. I was watching videos on it. So I know a few people have that radio, and they, I know it was over $125 average price that people pay for it. So, like I said, anybody looking for that radio right now, now is the time to put that radio in your collection for $50 plus. Anyway, so I ordered this one. Ocala, Florida. They just sent it out. So it's supposed to be here by the end of the week. This one. So another pocket weather radio. This is the first radio of this brand. This is only Lee Gilani. This is the first radio of this brand that I'm gonna own. There was another radio that I was interested in from that brand, but I saw a few reviews on it, and I said I'm not gonna get that radio. I forgot the model number. It's the one that has it has a whole bunch of bands. I can't remember the model number off the top of my head. Anyway, it's the one that has long wave, medium wave, shortwave, FM, air band, and weather. It has all that. But then I saw a couple of reviews on there. It wasn't even though it had a whole bunch of bands. I think the problem with that radio was a couple of things. I think one, it was so yeah, but this one is not my shortwave. This one is just AM FM weather band. They do have a shortwave version of this radio without the weather band though. They have AM FM shortwave. And that one I think is actually a little less expensive than this one. I think it's $2 less or something like that. Then they have this one with the analog dial. One with the shortwave, one with the. But I wanted the one with the digital display. I wanted this one. Out of all the ones, they make a few of them, but I wanted this one, and I wanted that color too. They also make it in black, but I wanted the white one. So, trying to have when I have them on display, I have this white one and I have the yellow one. I have the green one from the other ones. It's a nice palette. Like I really need it, but you know what? Amazon paid me. So I said, you know what? I'm looking for a radio. It was between this one and the Cato. There's a Cato little portable that I like also. It has weather band on it. It's like AM, FM, and weather band. But I saw this one and I love that display. There's a big display there. See, there's 162.525 megahertz. So I like the display on this one. And buttons look kind of cool. Yeah, you see? Oh, sorry. Looks kind of cool. Has the alert. Has the alert on it. So it's a nice little radio. Has a nice display on it. So it should be here in a few days. Probably by Friday. I'll probably have it by Friday. I think Friday. Yeah. Yeah. James Body, I have the Eton satellite. Yeah. Yeah, they make a few of them. There's a. See, I was looking at this one. Something like this one. But then I saw that one, the white one, and I had to have that one first. Maybe I'll get this one later on. This is the Cato KA210. It's a FM. You got the weather band there, and you have and it's $13.95. So you have that one. I know today's cheap radio Tuesday or small radio Tuesday. I don't know. Then they have this one, the Kato. What's this one? It's similar to that. So there's a 220. Digital display. So I guess this is the successor of the 210. All right. The successor of the 210. Let's see what's that over here. There's a 200. Yeah. And then this one. This one should be here today. Hopefully by today. If not, first thing tomorrow. So this is the this is the one I wanna so you got a little wear and tear right there. Plus, it looks like the person didn't clean it up. So I'm gonna of course clean it up real good. And it has that wood grain finish. And of course that's the back of it right there. You see it's dusty. I'm gonna have to clean it up real good. So gotta clean this one up. Hello, Radio Wave Maniac. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Happy Tuesday. My son upstairs said he didn't go to school today again. He has a tummy ache. So, you have the Sony S10 HD IP. Okay. Yeah, I looked into that one too. I looked into that one, but this one the price was so good on this one, and this one actually is So the one you have, that's the one with the dock, with the iPhone dock. That's the one you have. Because there's a couple of them that had the iPhone dock. See, I didn't want that, but I saw this one, and for that price, I had to snatch it up. I had to snatch it up for that price. I got a good price on this one. Yeah, okay, the iPhone dock. Okay, yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. There's a couple of them. It's black. It's all black. It's and you have the iPhone dock. Okay, yeah, yeah. Let me see if they even have it down here. Let's see. Right here, there you go. You have this one. And this is the one you have. The iPhone. Oh, sorry. That's the one you have. So I read and I heard that these are very good. Yeah. So I heard and read that these are very good FM and medium wave receivers. So I want to compare this to my Sangean, especially on HD, and FM. But I want to compare that to my Sangean HD. I heard this one, the Sony ones, we have a narrower bandwidth. So Yeah, yeah, that's what I heard to that. AM is not usable here because because they make these for the American market. So there's no way to switch that, right? 9 kilos to 10. I read that too, something about that on AM. But for me, it's fine. Of course, I'm in the United States, so I'm good. But yeah, uh, but I even on but I heard FM. I heard on FM. This is these are great radios for FM DXing, and he's selling this one for $39. And I was very close. Yeah, so I was very close to getting this one. I was very close to getting this one, but I really wanted the other one. I really wanted this one. Let me go back up here. I really wanted this one. This is the one I wanted. So I got a good price. So that's why, you know. But this one is pretty good. Don't get me wrong. This is pretty good. And then there's another model. I believe they made only 3 models. I think the Sony XDR, they only made about 3 models, 3 different models, and that's it. So these are all, if you can buy them because they're gonna be more rare. I want to say rare. They don't make them anymore. So if you buy these, the Sony's not. They got out. I believe they're out of the HD market with the XDR radios. I believe they only made 3 models. This one, there's another model, and then this one. I believe. So you know, so if you're serious about owning one of these radios, um, I did a lot of reading on it, a lot of looking around. This is probably one of the best HD radios you're ever gonna own. I think Sony set the bar high on HD radio, and then it's Sangean. And like I said, these are all discontinued. So if you're gonna buy them, you gotta buy them before one day, how you say, yeah, they're not making them anymore. So, and that's what I wanted. I wanted another HD receiver. This one already has the speakers in it. I want another HD receiver that I can DX FM. And this one also is great on AM. There's several videos on this one. There's one that the guy was in Australia on medium wave, and he heard Cambodia. He had a Cambodian medium wave signal from Australia. So this one can DX AM also. It can DX medium wave. Okay, so it's great on both bands. And that's why I gotta have it. I had to have it. I said, I gotta have it. And believe me, this one had a whole bunch of watchers. Have I not bought at that price, it would have been gone the next day. Because this was a new listing. Have I wouldn't have got it at that price, it would have been gone the next day. It was not gonna stay on at that price. It was not gonna stay on. It was not gonna stay on eBay too long. It was not gonna stay on eBay too long. Not this radio. No way. And even this one, let me see. What is one? This one has 2 watchers. Okay, so this one. So let me see. Sony. Let me see what the other one is. Sony XDR. There's a couple of them. I think. Is this the other one? Yeah, this is the other one. The F1. That's another one that people. But this one is for the stereo. This one is just a tuner. You see the F1. Yeah, I believe those are the 3 models right there. That's it. Yeah, so that's what Sony made. Just those 3 models. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I know the F1. The F1, you need it. That's for stereo. I know. That's like my Sangean HDT1. I have that one with my stereo, with my system. So I know that one is just a tuner. So, but I heard that one is pretty good too. It's pretty good too. But I don't want to pay 100 and whatever. I don't want to pay for. So I saw this one, and and then of course this is the one you have. So yeah, I think that's it. Those are the 3 models. Yeah. So they only made 3 models, and then they got out the business. They're not doing the HD radios. That's it. So if you can get one, I will get one because they're gonna be more and more rare, and So if you see one, yeah, this is ridiculous. Look at the price of this. It's ridiculous. See, I have this one. I have this one. And that's the one I have. I bought mine for $50. This is a great receiver too. Yeah, they have the same chip. Yeah, the S3 and the S10. So I want to compare that one with this one. Because this one is pretty good. And there's another one, the HDT 100, I believe, which is actually the success of this one. But that one I can't afford it. It's too much money. I'm not paying $200-300 for that. I'm not gonna happen. I got mine for $50 without the remote. And believe me, I'm happy that I paid $50 for it. $50 is a steal. Even at this price, this one is pretty good. At that price, this one is pretty good too. You know. Let me open it up. So you got 8 people watching it. So this is see. So this one is pretty good too. And that's the one I have. I don't have the remote though. But I don't need the remote. But I could buy a replacement remote. And they open it up here. They open it up here. Front panel. Let me see what else again. Oh, they don't show the back of it. Yeah. Anyway, they don't have a picture of the back of it. Okay. You see, this guy's selling it for 100. 100. So yeah. So if you can get this one, let me close that one. Let me close that one. All right, I'm gonna go over here. Well, this one, you're in business. Okay, let me see this guy. This guy's ignoring me now at this point. Anyway. It's really dead right now. FT8 is dead. 10 meters is kind of. There's a few people on right now, so there's some FT8 in the background. 1 hour 5 minutes in the books on a Thursday morning here in Yonkers, New York. And right now it's 65 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny outside. I'm gonna be out for a little longer, and then gonna be outside enjoying some sunlight later on, sunshine, whatever. This is eBay. eBay. Amazon, this radio on Amazon, forget it. It'll be an arm and a leg. Amazon, the one thing Amazon, when you're gonna buy used stuff like this, I go to eBay. I when I go to Amazon, you're gonna pay almost retail price. You know, the only thing is, you're taking a chance. But eBay's pretty good with refunds too. I never had a problem with eBay getting a refund. I never had a problem with if somebody send me the package and they got damaged and whatever, then they wrap it up. They didn't package it correctly, and I got refund for all that. I never had an issue on eBay because I usually tell them, I'm gonna, I'll give them a crappy rating, and they don't like that. They don't want crappy ratings. That's how you normally. Oh no, you can keep the item, and I'll give you a refund or whatever. I got partial refunds for a semi-damaged item, had a little ding on it or something. It still works. So I tell them, you know what? Just give me a partial. They offer me a partial. I say, okay, fine. So commercials. Okay. Oh, you getting the ads? Yeah. Yeah, I put ads on. I put the ads on the live stream because you gotta get something. you know. But yeah, hopefully it'll be here today, and then I'll play around with it. I want to hook it up with the MLA30 on FM. I want to hook it up here with the FM loop antenna that's on the roof. I'm curious to see how well is it, and then eventually I'll set it up side by side with my Sangean. So right now I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like they just I got all the kitchen cabinet stuff Saturday, so they're in the garage right now, and I can't leave them. So I'm gonna be busy after. As soon as I go over video 1000, I'm gonna be busy for a few days. I mean, I still post stuff at night. Maybe I'll do live stream in the evening, but I'm gonna be busy for a few days. I gotta put up dreaded kitchen cabinets, which I never done before. I never put up kitchen cabinets before. I'm not worried about the ones on the top. I'm talking about the countertop one. That's the one I'm really dreading. I'm trying to see if somebody can help me with that. And then the plumbing. I have to do the plumbing. And that's my Achilles heel, is the plumbing. But I don't want to hire somebody and they charge me like God knows what for a simple couple of little valve replacements. That's it. Yeah. So let me close that. Let me go back over here. And yeah, so let me close that. And right here. So this is the so you see this one, the executive, $49.95. This guy's selling it right here. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Let me read some of these comments here. So yeah, so the S10 Sony Radio Wave Maniac. Oh yeah, S10. Excuse me, Sony S10 HDIP. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's why I was doing a lot of reading on it. So those are those three are the only ones they made, and then they got out the market. They're not making anymore. So here's a tip: put the dishes in the cabinet after you install them. Well, yeah. Well, first I got to paint the kitchen. So, I gotta repaint the kitchen. I gotta repaint the kitchen first. That's gonna take a few days. Because I gotta empty out the kitchen so I can paint the whole kitchen. Once I paint all the kitchen walls, then I can put up the cabinets. They're already assembled, by the way. That's another thing. They're already assembled. I didn't have to assemble them because that would have been another thing, putting them together myself. But they're already assembled pretty much. So I just gotta, I have this guy. I have a couple of stuff finders, but I find this one the most reliable. I have a couple of these. This is just a neodymium magnet. I have one right here. Let me see. This one is hanging right here. Let me get the other one. To me, these are the best stuff finders. Believe me, I tried a couple of them, and this is the best one. For me, this works the best. See, they got the neodymium magnet. I don't know if you can see it. There's two of them. These are very powerful magnets. So, you put this on the wall, and, where there's a stud with a nail or screw, boom. And then you have to mark it. And then when I put the cabinet up, I got to make sure I drill the pilot hole. Because, I never done it before, but, I'm not a dummy. I don't think I am. I think I have a little common sense. I've seen enough videos on there. You drill a small pilot hole, and then the anchor screws you got to use. You cannot use regular drywall screws when you're putting up cabinets. You have to use their steel. They're made for cabinets. Because if you use a regular drywall screw, they snap. They can snap, and they're not made for holding up cabinets. They're good for drywall, but not cabinets. I see people use drywall screws on cabinets. That's a no-no. You have to use their screws. They're steel. I forgot what type of alloy. They're very strong, so they're not gonna snap. And just yeah. I forgot the material. I haven't bought them yet. I need to get the hardware. I need to get I don't know if they're titanium or some other. I don't know what they are. Anyway, they're strong. They're not regular. They're not drywall screws. You don't use drywall screws. That's a no-no. You have to use those screws, and that's it. And the pilot hole, you line it up where the stud, and that's it. 1, 2, 3. Of course, make sure it's level. Of course, the cabinets that we have a corner one. So since we have a corner one, we have one that's like in a corner one, and it has a. So I have to put that one first, the corner one, and then work my way out. Before the old one, they didn't have a corner one. They had a spacer. Wasted a lot of space. It was just a spacer. This time we wanted a corner one, so we want to maximize storage above. So. And then the old one, the owners of this house, the owners before them, before my wife and family that way, they nailed them. They didn't use screws. They actually nailed. They actually hammered nails into the to hold up the old cabinets. Because those cabinets that were the original ones that were here. I mean, not the original ones, but the ones that were already here when they bought the house. They moved in here. Those got to be at least 40, 50 years old. They were old. I mean, they were old. And they held up because they were wood. Natural wood. They were natural wood. But they were held up with nails. So when I had to bring down the old cabinets, I actually made holes on the wall. So of course I had to patch all that up and all that. That's what took so long because I had to patch it up. Of course I had to, mud, what do they call it? Gypsum, compound, mud, and smooth it out. I had to give it a few coats, and then finally sand it down and got it nice and smooth to the point where it's okay. I mean, I'm not the best at doing that, but it's okay. It's good enough. Man, there's stuff you got to do, man. Otherwise, you're gonna pay somebody to do it, and they're gonna rip you off. And you got to watch a lot of YouTube videos. So this one is just a neodymium magnet. It's very strong. When you put this on the, it's hard to pry it out. It's a neodymium. How you pronounce it? Neodymium magnets. So this is stud finder right here. And then you put a string here if you want to plumb it. You put a string with a little weight. And if you want to plumb or whatever you want, what they call it, that chalk line, whatever they call it. If you need to, yeah. Hear that? Right into the computer server rack. It's melting on steel. You heard it go bing. I think it's that's a strong magnet. So that's what you use for I tried those other stud finders. Yeah, well, yeah, that too. Let's try CRTs. Yeah, I have a couple of try other stud finders, and I found them to be like, this is the best one because you're actually as soon as that magnet touches the head of the nail or the screw behind the wall, that's it. Right there. And I have two of them, so I use two of them. This is the third one. Actually, no, I use one actually. So I bought two of these. I got these from Amazon. We're like you buy two of them for like, I forgot, it was like $20 or $15 for two of them. So you see, magnetic stud finder. Okay, there you go. See? This is the best thing. Forget about the wall of bar. And plus, I already know what's behind that wall. That's another thing. I already know what's behind that wall. There's no electrical wiring where I'm gonna be or plumbing that I might hit. So I already know the wall. I already know what's behind the wall. So it's not like now, if there's an area where you might have find wiring and all that and you don't know, then I will recommend something like something that can detect wiring. But for simple wall, that'll work. When I'm mounting my TV, I mounted a 42-inch TV and my, in their room, and my wife and my son, and I use this. This is what I use. I use this, and it was a TV mount. It was a big one, heavy for heavy TVs, and this worked fine. It worked fine. I got it lined up. I mounted it, did the pilot hole, put in those 2 bolts. That's it. There you go. Yeah, kitchen refresh, exactly. Yeah. Radio Wave Maniac, my best pocket radio is a Sangean DPR 39 DAB FM. Yeah, I wish we had DAB over here. That's one thing I wish we had over here. We don't have DAB over here. I wish we had that, though. You guys have DAB Plus. We don't have any of that here. Yeah, I know HD radio, but it's really FM, but it's still in the FM band, so it's okay. We have some AM. Oh, by the way, that receiver can also decode AM digital. I saw a video on it that somebody picked up a station in Mexico on AM. I guess they live on the other side of I guess they were I think they were right over the border, right to Arizona somewhere. And they picked up a Mexican station that had RDS on AM. On AM, it had RDS. So they had the text. It was an AM station, a medium wave station. So over here we only have one station. We only have one station on AM that has our digital. You know, it has RDS, and before we had a few, but I guess it wasn't worth the money to keep running a station like that. You know, with the AM digital. Plus, they probably had complaints. I don't know what happened, and they all went to FM. You know, like a sub channel on FM. Like, or even 1010 Wins, they got their own frequency on FM also. So FM, for example, 1010 Wins is 1010 medium wave, but on FM they're 92.3. So they have that. So some stations just went to they have another station on FM. You know, WNYC also has their own, so on and so on. But that receiver that I told you, the XDR, that one can do AM digital. So, you know, yeah. So the AB is cool, man. I wish we had the AB. I still wish we had it though. It's like over there in Europe, the same thing. You guys don't have the weather band. You know, no weather band. So it's like, you guys don't have the weather band, emergency weather radio, and we don't have DAB. So I wouldn't mind trading that. We'll give you the weather band. Give us DAB. Let's trade. No, actually, weather band is pretty cool. You know, it's nice to have. Yeah, it's nice to have emergency weather radio. You know, it is nice to, you know, have that. Yeah, well, not much going on today. So, and then it's not the same one. No, it's the same parts one. Yeah. Anyway, he made me an offer for this one, but I didn't want it. I didn't want it. So he knocked off $20 on it. He made me an offer for 180, and I said, no, I'm not interested in it because I have him on the watch list. So, so he sent me an offer for 180. Yeah, I know it's that one. That's the same. Well, not this one, this particular one, but that's the model that my brother had back in 1977. I was like 10 years old. So the reason why I like this radio because this was my first radio that I heard shortwave on. My first shortwave listening was with this radio. You know, show you. See, you got the shortwave bands. Of course, I hate that they put all these stupid stickers on it, and he ruined the tuning wheel with that stupid Toyota, whatever the hell it is. That's Toyota, right? What is that? Mazda, Toyota? I don't know what the hell that logo is. Toyota, right? It's Toyota. It looks like Toyota or something. I don't know. People ruin it when they put all these stickers on it. I hate when they do that. I really hate when they put stickers on their radio and all that stuff. But yeah, you see, I had the shortwave band. So this was the first radio that I got to hear shortwave. Oh, Infinity. There you go, Infinity. Yeah, Infinity. Yeah. Stupid. I ruined it. So he sent me an offer for 180. I said, I just didn't even bother. I said, I don't want to buy this radio. You know. Even I wouldn't buy this radio. Not now, I wouldn't buy it. But he did send me an offer. He sent me an offer for 180. And then, of course, this is the one everybody's talking about now. Now, if you can get this for this price, these are all over eBay now for $50. The executive. Yeah, it was a very good brand. Especially boom boxes. They were at that time. JVC was the JVC was at that time was the best boom box, the best brand. I remember in the 70s, and then when 1977, and then Sharp started making a lot of. Sanyo was another brand that started competing. Sanyo started competing with JVC, but the brand that really, yeah, I believe it has RDS. I have to let me see right here. Let me see. Yeah, right here. Yeah, RDS right there. Radio Wave Mania. Yeah, RDS. So JVC, they had great boom boxes, but then Sharp started coming out with some crazy boom boxes. That's another brand that we saw a lot in the streets. And my other brother Anthony bought a Sharp. It was a humongous one. It was two double cassette. It had two cassettes. It had four speakers like this: one, two, three, four, and the tweeters. And the double cassette was up here in the corner. I forgot the model. It was a big one. It was a humongous one. The Sharp made a whole bunch of boom boxes too. And then you have some other ones. But Sanyo was another one that they used to compete a lot. But Sanyo, some people claim that Sanyo was not the, not a great, they were like I don't want to say they were a cheap brand. They wasn't, but they were not the top. And of course, Panasonic. And then, who else? Not Sony. Sony didn't make. Pioneer. Pioneer was another one that made some boom boxes. Let me see. Actually, if I put boom box, boom box. Yeah, Sony, not really Sony, but JVC, GE made a few of them. But that was later on. But back then, another one was Magnavox. Magnavox made a few big ones too. Magnavox. They made some crazy big boom boxes too. And then you had all these different ones like Sanyo. Another one was trying to find out the other one. Even Sears had a boom box. Oh yeah, Realistic had a boom box. Realistic. Radio Shack. Hey, that's the one I got right there. It's right there, the QFX. See, Magnavox. GE right here is GE. See, they made a whole bunch. JVC flooded the market with boom boxes. They did flood the market. I'm trying to scroll these. These are all, inexpensive ones. I'm trying to go down to like the next. Let me see the next page. And let me go like to the. Let me skip. Let me go like to the third. Start getting a little more. Nah, not even. Yeah. So they made some nice looking ones too. They made some what do they call that? Super bass. I remember they had something. I had a radio like that. Somebody had left it in the garage when I moved in here. It was a nice Sony one. It had that X bass or something. It's called X bass or something. I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. It's a basically it's like it was a nice big radio. It was kind of rounded looking radio, and it had a like one big subwoofer in the middle. And you press the button, and all of a sudden it activates a subwoofer. I forgot. I gotta look it up. Oh, Fisher. That's gotta be parts only. Yeah, repair. Okay, that's Fisher. Fisher. Let me skip because these are all still. I want to get to the ones where they're like they start asking for outrageous prices. Let me skip up to 7. Let me see. Yeah, see, like Sharp. You see, Sharp made a whole bunch of boom boxes too. Sharp. Let me see. Okay, it's still Sharp. No, let me see. Sanjo made some crazy looking ones too. Big ones. I know Sanyo made a couple of big ones. Uh, oh yeah, Toshiba also was in the market. Yeah, I remember Toshiba. Also, Toshiba was in the boombox market. A couple of Toshibas, but the big one was JVC. I had the big one with JVC and Sharp, and then you have Panasonic right behind them, and then you had like Sanyo. I believe also Iowa, whatever. Emerson, Emerson was not a Emerson was the one. It wasn't a brand that you wanna. It wasn't a brand that you want to walk down the streets of the Bronx booming your system. Yo, you got an Emerson. Yo, you got a toaster. You wanted to go. You wanted to walk down the street with a JVC or a Sharp, and or Sanyo, maybe a Sanyo, yeah, Sanyo to Sanyo, yeah. But you didn't want to walk down the street with a Emerson or Magnavox too. Came on. Magnavox made some big ones. They made a few big boom boxes. And then later on, there was another couple of other brands. But by then, the boombox crazy was gone. That's the ones with the lights and all that. There's other brands that came out. They were like third party. They weren't like major brands. I can't remember off the top of my head. But you know which ones I'm talking about, right? Basically, it's like a party box. So it was a big boom box, but it had all the lights around it, like all the flashing lights and all that. By then, it was already, kind of like out of style, you know, because then the Sony Walkman came out. Remember when the Sony Walkman came out? All of a sudden, radio this big. Now you wanted to have a small radio. You wanted to have a pocket, you want to have a Sony Walkman. But that was the when the original Sony Walkman came out, the cassette. And I have one of those. I have it upstairs. I have an original Sony Walkman. And when those came out, I remember that was a craze. Everybody started getting the people would be rollerblading or roller skating down the block with a Sony Walkman. with the tight shorts. With the tight shorts. Yeah. Look at Panasonic boombox right here. See? Panasonic. Yeah, he didn't want to walk down the street with an Emerson. You don't want to walk down the street with a Barbie one either. Barbie boombox. Panasonic. Panasonic was okay. Yeah, but you get away. You get by with Panasonic. Sanyo was another one. But Emerson, you're like, okay, yeah, this guy, what's going on with the Emerson, man? What's going on with the Emerson? Let me skip a little bit up here. Emerson. See Panasonic right here. Panasonic boombox right here. I heard this brand too died, but it wasn't that many. That brand is Diatone. I would say Diatone, but it's Diatone. RCA, but RCA again. You didn't want to be down. You didn't want to walk down the street with an RCA boombox, especially going to Orchard Beach. You see something like this one with the with the lights. They had a whole bunch of different brands. Let me open up that one here. You see how this one had the something like that. You see with the lights. It's like the whole light show. It just 100 watts. You got the lights. Then these started coming out, but by then everybody moved on. You know, actually we had a name for this, but I can't say it because there was a certain demographic that used to have these boom boxes, and they would play their Spanish music. So basically, you know, I don't want to say what they were, but basically these were catered more for the immigrants, especially like Mexicans and because you know they make all the lights and all that. They would play their stuff. Yeah. So you would call this like a party in a party in a box. I don't know. They had these, but by then everything went compact. You wanted like a slim, a slim boom box, right? A slim boom box. That's what I had one of those slim ones too. I had a Pioneer that was a slim one. It was a real nice one I had. I remember. I had, cassette. But these were catered more for the because these are not brand name ones. These are like you could like literally for like $300 get something like this, like a suitcase. See, it's big, it's massive. Battery drain because of all the lights. And things will fall apart, like the buttons will fall out sometime or whatever. Or some of the lights will die out in a couple of years. This one, it's on all these pieces. What the hell? Yeah, I'm not going through all that. And these were solid though. Panasonic, they were solid. They're pretty solid. I still haven't got to the high end ones yet. I like SpongeBob. Those colorful ones came out afterwards. They came out. They were like in the 90s, the late 80s. By then, disco was already dead, and because disco after 79 and in 1980 came around, once 1980 came around, that was it. Disco started, was. Then we started getting into over here, and especially where I grew up in the Bronx. Uh, you know, uh, house music, freestyle music, freestyle. I call it freestyle. Club music. Uh, of course, rap. Hip hop, hip hop. So when those colorful radios came out, that was more for the Hispanic or Jamaican. They would play their reggae music on that, and you know, it was more for the immigrant. Immigrants would buy those colorful light show and all that because they literally would throw a party with that. Literally a house party. They would just have that. You know, you don't need to get lights. You just put the radio in the living room, lower the lights, turn or dim the lights or whatever, and you got a freaking disco. And that's it. You know, Sanyo, there's a Sanyo right there. Lennox, that's another brand that was like, I'm trying to get to the big one. See, Sharp was, and Sharp made a lot of different boom boxes. They made a lot. No, that one is huge. That colorful one, and there's bigger ones than that. I just can't remember off the top of my head the brands for that. You know, I wouldn't mind getting one now, but I don't want to pay. What people ask you for it now. Oh, that's the one that I had in the garage right here. This is the one I found in the garage right here. Oh, it's the Explode. That's what it's called, Explode. There you go. But it was in yeah, I remember this one. You see, you got that woofer or whatever's there or something. That almost looks like the one I had. I had this one, but it died out on me and I trashed it. So it has a cassette player and a CD player. And then you press this button right here, and this thing lights up in red lights, and you get the bass coming out of here. It's like a subwoofer. You know? Oh my God, it's bringing me memories. Look at see? Look at it right there. See? I had one of these. Except mine was in what color was it? It wasn't. I think it was it was in black. Mine was in black. Black, and then this was red and pink or whatever. And then these are they call Explode. But they spell the Explode like XPL, like exploit or something, explode or explode. Let me see, they have another one down here. Nah. The Explode or something like Explode. Yeah, let me skip over ahead. They're still having the. Then a few people had this one, like the TV. Oh, I made contact with somebody. Okay, there we go. Let me yeah, not that many people on today. I'm just gonna make a couple of contacts. That's it. I'm just making a couple of contacts while I'm doing live. I'm just burning the hours today. My son is upstairs taking a nap, so I don't have to go pick him up. So I'm just gonna let it roll. If you guys want me to continue, I'll continue. Just say, please continue. All right. So I remember this one. I remember one of these. I remember people used to have these, and they would be like outside the street. And they would put on the Yankee game, and and watch the Yankees. That looks pretty cool. I used to. These are pretty cool. Of course, this is black and white, not color. I have something like this. But mine is I have something like this one, but mine is like see-through, like a fluorescent green. Fluorescent green see-through. I have it upstairs in the room upstairs. It looks like the same one. CD player, cassette, AM/FM. I bought mine for like $6. Goodwill. It was in Niagara Falls. I think I paid like $6. It works fine. The only issue I had to replace the antenna because the antenna was broken. So I replaced the whip antenna, and that's it. And I got mine for $6. And you see, you guys have been watching. This radio sounds nice. The Sony, this little CFD. Yeah, it looks like the same one. The same exact one. That's the one I have. Except it's a different color. Yeah, it's the same one. It's the same one. See, mega base port. Yeah. Yeah, same one. This one is translucent blue. You see how the blue is translucent? So I have mine is green, like not green, like a fluorescent, like this color. The pirate's head. So this color. I have that radio in this color. That's the radio I have right there. So I just had to replace the antenna because mine was like broken. So of course I took out the screw and I replaced the antenna and that's it. It's a short antenna though. The one I need to get a longer one like this one. I remember I got to. That's the back of it. Yeah, this exact radio that I have. There you go. See, exactly the same radio. I said this one is blue. It sounds nice. This radio it sounds really good. Very nice radio. Sony. So how much are you selling this one for? $39. It sounds this radio sounds very good. But I will have to read into it. But anyway, I have one, so I got mine for $6. So I was happy. That's why I said, "How much you want for that?" They said, "Oh, we don't have the sticker on it, but I think she said something." And I said, then I forgot what I said to her, and she said, "You know what? $6." I said, "I'll take it." I plugged it in, it worked. I said, "Yeah, I'll take it. $6." Sometimes you got to go into these places. You get lucky. You get lucky. You get a nice little radio for nothing. There's a YouTuber, but I don't know what happened to him. I think he doesn't like me anymore. I don't want to mention his channel, but he always gets nice deals. He goes to these. I mean, he has radios for. I mean, this guy's lucky when it comes to getting, thrift finds. But yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I think he doesn't like my selection of, whatever. I don't know. Some people let certain things bother them. Even when I saw him on another live stream a few months ago, he just totally ignored me. But anyway, I no longer go on other live streams anymore. Pretty much, there's only a couple of people I go on a live stream, but I don't know. People just get all triggered over stuff, whether it's jealousy or Trump derangement syndrome, whatever. It is what it is. It's sad because the people let certain things bother them. Me, I love everybody. I don't care. My thing is, if you're cool, that's it. If you're cool, that's it. If you just, I don't care about your other stuff and what you do in your life. I don't care about your whatever. I don't care about any of that. If you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. That's it. That's it. You don't let other things get between that. That's the problem. We get too many people here. They get bent out of shape over one issue, and that divides them for life. You know, my wife and I, we argue every so often. We argue, and that's fine. We're not supposed to get along every freaking day. You know, that's the secret. You know, when she gets under my skin, I go take a walk, cool off. I get under her skin, she does the same thing. That's it. You gotta learn how to agree to disagree, and that's it, man. Many people get bent out of shape over nonsense. See, Sharp made a lot of radios. They made a whole bunch of. They made a lot. Anyway, so that's what happened with the guy. The guy is a cool guy. I still let me tell you, I still like the guy, but I know he doesn't like me. He stopped leaving comments on my channel. When he saw me on another live stream, he totally ignores me now. I say that's why I stopped going to the other chat. I had too many people hating on me. You know, believe me, you could feel the tension when I went in there. People always, I guess I'm doing something right if people hate you. You know, jealousy or whatever you want to call it. Klim, that's another brand. I remember that brand. How you pronounce that? Klim, Klim. Oh wow. Let me see that one. I forgot. I remember this brand. Oh, I remember this brand. Is it this like one of those? Is this a German brand or I know it's European? I think. Let me see. Oh, look at that. I like the flat black color. It's an interesting radio. It's interesting though. From what I know about this brand, this is not a cheapo brand. I don't think. I think it's a decent brand. I remember they made they had a couple of stereo equipment. I remember seeing this brand years ago. Now, I could be wrong, but that brand looks familiar from way back then. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can see the big ones, but right now this is still way below the price range of those things. I think I have to go all the way up to. There's so many different ones. Let me see. Maybe if I go to like maybe if I narrow the search. Sorry, I'm going fast, but I'm just trying to find something that really stands out. Another explode. Explode. Let me go all the way up to 15. See if they start getting more interesting. Yeah, big. Let me see. Oh, the fan kicked in for the power supply. Maybe because I got this stuff on top of it, maybe. Ah, no, it's okay. Let me get this radio away from the top. No, it's not warm. I thought it'd be warm. Wow. Let me put this radio over here. This is this one. Let me see. Oh, this one is weird. All right, this one's weird. I don't. It looks familiar, but this is a. See, this one has 4 speakers here, and there's It's a weird one. Six speakers. Okay, six speakers. Sanyo, Sony. Yeah, now we're seeing some realistic. Okay, we see now we're getting to that price where it's starting to see some. Emerson. All right, take care, Radio Wave Maniac, and thank you for stopping by, my friend. Hope you have a great day. Let me skip up to 19. See what. If not, I'm gonna pick a particular brand. Yeah, I'm just burning time right now. I'm about to hit the 2 hour mark, so I may take a little break actually and just let it play. Yeah, not even here. Wow, I'm trying to look for that brand. What's that brand, man? Let me see. I wish I could remember the brand. Those multicolor light boom boxes. Let me try a couple of more pages. I'm gonna go up to 23, see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, another one, the KLIM. This one is what? What is this one? Oh, sorry. Let me see. So these are newer radios. Okay, so they're making these radios too now. So they're still around. Oh, let me see what else. Unless that's a rebrand, unless that's I don't know. I have to look into that company. I don't know if that's the same one. And it makes all of that. Seiko. Seiko. Isn't that's a watchmaker, right? Seiko. Let me see the Seiko. That's weird. Seiko. That's the top of it. Double cassette. But they didn't focus on the kind of blurry though. Okay, that's the top of it. And that's the back of it. September 1989. Okay. Got a whole bunch of inputs on the side there. Wow. Got some inputs. That's the Seiko. Let me do something with the price. Watch. Let me put highest first. Let me see what comes up. Look at this. Crazy. Yeah, people crazy. Look at these prices. Yeah, that's crazy. The Telefunken. And Casio made one with a keyboard. Oh my God. With a keyboard. Oh my God. The Toshiba Bombeat 40. Oh, the Quintet. I remember that one. My brother had that one. And he had it briefly and he sold it. And then Sharp made one like that too. And that's the Quintet. The Quintet. Let me show you the Quintet. So you had the let's see. You could take everything apart, like the speakers, and everything's detachable. Detachable. So you have your tape there, you have your amplifier right here. You have your tuner. It's a stereo. It's a mini hi-fi system. And you can take it apart. You see? You can take it apart. You can hang the speakers. You know? You can take it apart. You can take the speakers up, put them out, away from there, whatever, and the Quintet. I got a video of the commercial on my channel. It's a commercial of this radio. The Harlem Globetrotters. It was featuring the Harlem Globetrotters. Wow. How much are you asking for? Four, yeah. It's not worth 4,000. That's crazy, 4,000. Oh, the Sonic. That's the brand that I was thinking about. That came out like afterwards, like around 1980-ish. Lasonic. There you go. These are the ones with the colors. They started coming out with all these different colors and all that. Lasonic. There you see? You had it was all colorful looking. This thing, the meter, the LED, it would just light up with colors and all that. You know. And then you have these so yeah, two cassette. You have one here and you have this one. Double cassette. So you had a player and then a recorder and player. Right? And then yeah, shortwave. I only have one shortwave band from 4 to 12 megahertz. An equalizer. So this one was auto reverse, and this one was auto reverse. Both of them auto reverse. Okay. The Sonic. Let me see the back of it. You have a picture of the back of it. Oh, he got the manual and all that. Oh. I want to see the back of it. So you got the line in. How many batteries? Can't see how many batteries. It looks like 8, maybe. Let me see how many batteries. Looks like 8. 8 D cells. Right? Gotta be 8. He has a box too. Oh wow, he has a box. He has it in the box. Wow. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off now. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes, and I have one person watching, and I got my little quota for now. Maybe I'll come back later on. I don't know. Maybe later on tonight or something. I'm just gonna chill out for the rest of the day. My son is sleeping upstairs. I'm gonna check up on him too. He got a little tummy ache. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.